How many times have we looked at something that happened in our lives and immediately called it a disaster? And how many times did that same disaster later reveal itself as a hidden blessing? The truth is, we are never wise enough to judge life at the very moment it arrives. What feels like a loss today might quietly be preparing us for something far greater tomorrow. But most of us don't have the patience to wait and see. Today's story is about a simple farmer who understood something that most of us struggle with our entire lives: the art of patience and trust in life's timing. While everyone around him celebrated too quickly or grieved too deeply, this farmer remained calm. Through every storm and every sunrise, he stayed steady. And by the end of his journey, life proved him right in the most powerful way. So watch this video until the end, because this story might just change the way you look at every good and bad thing that happens in your life. A long time ago, at the foot of the lush green Harvey Hills, in the heart of India, there stood a small village. It was surrounded by golden wheat fields, mango orchards, and the gentle sound of a nearby flowing river. Life in the village was simple. People worked the land, shared stories under the shade of banyan trees, and measured their worth by what they owned. Among the villagers lived a farmer. He was not rich. He was not powerful. His house was small, built from mud and dry grass. He lived there with his wife, a kind and patient woman, and their only son, a strong young man who worked beside his father every single day. The family did not have much. They owned a small piece of land, an old ox that helped them plow the fields, a loyal dog that guarded their home at night, and a couple of cows that gave just enough milk for their needs. But there was one thing this family treasured above all else: a horse. He was tall, strong, and strikingly handsome, with a shining coat and sharp, intelligent eyes. The farmer had raised him since he was a young colt, and over the years, the horse had become more than just an animal. He had become part of the family. Now, what made this farmer truly different from everyone else in the village was not what he owned. It was how he lived. No matter what happened, whether good or bad, the farmer never lost his calm. When the rain didn't come and the crops dried in the fields, he did not curse the sky. When the harvest was good, he did not boast with pride. He simply worked, prayed, and accepted whatever came his way. Life had gifted him a quiet, unshakable peace. No matter what happened, good or bad, he would simply say, "Who knows what is good and what is bad? Only time will tell. Everything happens for a reason. Be patient, be thankful, and keep your faith strong." The villagers could never truly understand him. They thought he was strange. Some even whispered that he was a fool. One day, news about the farmer's beautiful horse reached a wealthy merchant who often traveled through the region. When the merchant arrived in the village and saw the horse with his own eyes, he was stunned. Immediately, he offered the farmer a sack of gold coins, enough money to feed his family for many years. The villagers gathered around them, their eyes wide with excitement. They whispered among themselves, "He would be a fool to refuse such an offer." But the farmer gently shook his head and said, "This horse is not just an animal to us. He is part of our family. I cannot sell him at any cost. This horse is not for sale." The merchant increased his offer again, and then again, but the farmer remained firm. At last, the merchant left disappointed. Soon after, the village filled with gossip. "What a foolish man," they said. "He could have become the richest farmer in the village. Now he will remain poor forever. He had his one big chance and he threw it away." But the farmer said nothing. He simply returned to his field and continued his work. A few days later, something unexpected happened. One morning, the son walked to the stable and found it empty. The rope was untied. The horse was gone. No one knew how or where he had disappeared. The farmer and his son searched everywhere, through the fields, along the riverbank, into the edges of the forest, and even in the neighboring villages. But there was no sign of the horse anywhere. The villagers shook their heads and clicked their tongues. "We warned him," they said. "He should have accepted the merchant's gold when he had the chance. Now he has nothing, no horse and no money. What a terrible loss." That evening, the son was heartbroken. He sat beside his father and said, "We have lost our most valuable companion. How can you still remain so calm?" The farmer gently placed his hand on his son's shoulder and replied softly, "My son, what looks like a loss today may not truly be a loss tomorrow. Do not be so quick to call this a disaster. There is good and bad in everything that happens in life. Only time can reveal the true meaning of what happens to us. Everything happens for a reason. Be patient, be thankful, and keep your faith strong." The son did not fully understand his father's words, but he trusted him and he tried to remain patient. Then, about a week later, something unbelievable happened. Early one morning, while mist still covered the fields, the son heard the sound of hooves outside. He ran out of the house and could hardly believe his eyes. The horse had returned, and behind him followed 5 wild horses, strong, untamed, and magnificent. The horse had found a herd deep in the forest and brought them home. The entire village buzzed with excitement. The same people who had once called the farmer foolish now began calling him the luckiest man alive. "Now he has 6 horses. He will become wealthier than even the merchant himself." But the farmer simply smiled and said quietly to his son, "Do not celebrate too soon, my son. We do not yet know what this will bring. Let us not judge this moment either. Only time will tell." Eager to train the wild horses, the son mounted one of the strongest stallions the very next day. But the horse bucked and twisted violently, throwing him hard to the ground. There was a sickening crack. His right leg was broken in 2 places. The village healer rushed to their home. He carefully set the bone and wrapped it tightly. But he quietly told the farmer's wife that the boy would need many weeks to recover and might always walk with a slight limp. Once again, the villagers whispered, "These wild horses brought nothing but trouble," they said. The farmer's desire for more has cost his son dearly. Lying in pain, the son looked at his father with heavy eyes and asked softly, "Was this meant to happen too?" The farmer sat beside him, just as calm as ever, and replied, "The same rain that floods the valley also nourishes the forest, my son. Do not judge this moment either. Only time will tell. Everything happens for a reason. Be patient, be thankful, and keep your faith strong." Then, just 2 weeks later, the unthinkable happened. The sound of drums and trumpets echoed through the village. The king's soldiers arrived carrying a royal decree. A war had broken out on the northern border, and every able-bodied young man was to be drafted into the army immediately. There were no exceptions. There were no excuses. One by one, the young men of the village were taken away. Strong sons who had never held a sword. Boys who had only ever known the plow and the harvest. Mothers wept. Fathers stood in stunned silence. The village felt as though its very heart had been torn away. But when the soldiers came to the farmer's house and saw his son lying on a cot with his leg bound in splints, they shook their heads and moved on. "This one is of no use to us," they said. The son was spared. Months passed. The war was long and brutal. When it finally ended, news slowly began to return to the village. Of the 23 young men who had been taken away, only 9 returned. The rest had perished on the battlefield. Families who had once mocked the farmer now grieved for sons they would never see again. And there sat the son, alive and slowly healing, beside his father under the old neem tree. His leg was mending. Their beloved horse grazed peacefully in the field nearby. And the 5 wild horses had now been tamed. They helped the family work twice the land they once could. That evening, the farmer sat with his son under the old tree behind their house. The sky was painted in deep shades of orange and purple. The son looked at his father with new understanding in his eyes. "You were right all along, father," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "Every time I thought the world was ending, it was actually beginning something new." The farmer nodded slowly and replied, "My son, this is the greatest wisdom I can give you. Never celebrate too quickly and never grieve too deeply. Life is like a river. It turns and bends and you cannot see what lies ahead. What looks like a flood today may water the fields of tomorrow." The horse disappearing seemed like a tragedy, but he returned with 5 more. "Your broken leg felt like a punishment, but it saved your life. We are never wise enough to judge what life gives us at the moment it arrives." For the first time in his life, the son truly understood the greatest lesson his father had been teaching all along. The farmer's wisdom teaches us 3 things that we can all begin practicing from today. First, stop judging every moment the instant it arrives. Give life the time it needs to reveal its full picture. Second, trust the process. Just because you cannot see the road ahead does not mean it leads nowhere. And third, remain steady in both good times and bad. When things go well, stay humble. When things fall apart, stay hopeful. Balance is the key to inner peace. The horse running away seemed like a disaster, but it brought 5 more horses. The wild horses seemed like a blessing, but they led to a broken leg. The broken leg seemed like a curse, but it saved a young man's life. Every event was connected, each one revealing its true meaning only with the passage of time. Life does not unfold in straight lines. It twists, it turns, and it surprises us. What looks like a curse today may become your greatest blessing tomorrow. And what feels like a reward today may carry a hidden challenge within it. Life will test you with sudden loss and unexpected change, unexpected gain. Do not let either one control you. Practice patience. The complete picture of life is always larger than the small piece you can see today. Stay grounded in gratitude, no matter what season of life you're passing through. And above all, keep your faith strong. Even in the darkest moments, something meaningful is quietly unfolding. The wisdom is simple, but powerful. Do not break down when times are hard, and do not lose yourself when times are good. Stay balanced, stay grateful, stay patient, because only when the full story is told can you truly understand why each chapter was written the way it was. Now think about your own life for a moment. How many times did something go wrong and you felt it was the end? Maybe you lost a job, failed an exam, went through a painful breakup, or faced a financial setback. In that moment, it felt like the sky was falling. But weeks, months, or even years later, you looked back and realized that very setback pushed you towards something better. A new opportunity, a stronger relationship, a deeper understanding of yourself. Life is not just a single chapter. It is a whole book, and no one can judge a book by reading only one page. So the next time something happens that shakes you, take a deep breath and remind yourself, only time will tell. Be patient, be thankful, and keep your faith strong. Always remember this: don't celebrate too soon and don't grieve too early. Life has a beautiful way of turning things around. Wait until the evening to see how wonderful the day has truly been. Everything happens for a reason. Be patient, be thankful, and keep your faith strong. Now, I want to hear from you. Think about a moment in your life when something that once seemed terrible later turned out to be a hidden blessing. Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might become the encouragement someone else needs today. And if you believe this message should reach more people, please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel so we can continue bringing you stories that inspire hearts and strengthen minds. I'll be back soon with another powerful story like this. Until then, stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward in life.